There is a ranch in Nevada, less than 80 miles from Area 51, that was secretly researched by Bob Bigelow's original Skinwalker Ranch team of psychic spies. For decades, while simultaneously researching Skinwalker Ranch, the NIDS team was searching for the lost entrance into a giant cave system of ancient alien artifacts. An abandoned alien mining operation leading to a 500-foot underground pyramid hiding a UFO nicknamed the Mount Wilson Manta Ray. For thousands of years, indigenous people have known and protected its secrets. For decades, top-secret government teams, even before Ronald Reagan's Star Wars program, were scouring the ranch attempting to recover the metamaterials, biological material, and ancient unknown artifacts, and were stopped by an explosion of paranormal activity. Animal mutilations, alien abductions, poltergeist activity, moving orbs of light and shadow figures, strange glitches in time, and the ghost of a Native American shaman appearing along with 3 extraterrestrial beings who protect the land. Now, new leaked whistleblower evidence has confirmed the truth behind these local legends. New ancient artifacts are being discovered, and mysterious energy is transmitting from the Meadow, and an undiscovered tunnel entrance has been found. Independent researchers, scientists, archaeologists, and Native American historians have joined me, Carl Crusher, to uncover the truth. We are on a mission to find the lost entrance into the underground and uncover the real mystery of Mount Wilson Ranch.
This season on Beyond Skinwalker Ranch.
Guys, buckle up.
Oh my gosh! Look at all this activity that's happening.
There's a UFO buried there.
A UFO buried.
When I saw this, my jaw just hit the table.
There is something on this ranch that seems to be trying to communicate.
I've caught one. I've caught a skinwalker.
Here in this area?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
Yeah, it just went.
There's some kind of disturbance over here.
It's going down. It looks like it's trying to fly through a force field.
We cannot rule out a secret military base right there in those mountains.
You sure you guys weren't bugged?
We're already known. This is a situation in intel that we call burn.
This pisses me off. What it sounds like we need to do is uncover what's below the surface. The question is, how do we do that?
Burn the hole! All frequencies in the spectrum are being charged. That radiation is above 6,000. We're pegging out. Can we see what happens? Whoa.
Yeah, that got a reaction.
Oh my gosh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that.
We absolutely want to follow up on this.
If Bigelow would have found that, he would have stayed.
I just wanted to update you guys that I have full permission now from History Channel and Skinwalker Ranch and Brandon Fugel and everybody as a full partner to be able to announce that we were on the Beyond Skinwalker Ranch television show. Episode 2, airing on the 13th, is going to feature myself and Jeff MacBurnie and Andrew Bustamante and Paul, the award-winning war journalist. They all came up here in collaboration with the team at Skinwalker Ranch and did an investigation here in the snow. This whole place was covered in snow at that time, and we did lots of cool stuff. But I have full permission. I think it's the first time History Channel has ever done this with anybody, to film all of the behind-the-scenes footage. I kind of did it without permission, and then when they realized that I had all of that content, they decided that they were cool with it. The film crew liked me and they were cool with it. They liked my YouTube channel and everything. And so for, I think, the first time ever, I have permission to do all the behind the scenes footage and break the fourth wall and show everything that happened. And you get to see the film crew and how we don't fake anything and how it all happened in real time when we were up here at Mount Wilson Ranch doing the investigations and everything that occurred, including I get to tell the long story with all the details when their cameras turned off and other stuff, as long as it fits in with the editing and everything that happens to the overall story that we're trying to make sure that we present and isn't just like a dumb waste of time. I get to share all of that with you guys. I'm really excited to bring that and share that with you too. So we're going to be jumping back into a timeline when this whole place was covered in snow, doing a lot of amazing research. And I'm sorry, but the behind the scenes footage that I got was before I had the professional microphone equipment. So I'm going to try to do the best that I can to adjust for the wind noise. So make sure and check out the Beyond Skinwalker Ranch season and episodes, where episode number 2 actually happens here at Mount Wilson Ranch, where Andrew Bustamante and Paul and Jeff and we all get to explore this whole place and do some amazing stuff, and you're going to get to watch it all on the History Channel officially. Welcome back to the Carl the Crusher channel. I am back at Mount Wilson Ranch. We are here for a super secret project I'm actually not allowed to talk about whatsoever, but it's the middle of the night. We're out in front of the saloon. We have a bunch of snow, so it's a winter wonderland in front of the haunted motel and the haunted saloon. We're driving down in front of the bunkhouse right now. This right here is where the weird animal mutilation wound up at the top of the road that would clear down to the meadow. But we have a lot of cool stuff to do. I'm going to film as much as I can, when I can and when I'm allowed. But we are doing some mind-blowing stuff, guys. Once again, here we are by the meadow and the bunkhouses, going in to tour the settler's cabin, doing some initial scouting for some folks who haven't been here before. But we already know there's some anomalous infrasound readings that come from inside or underneath this cabin, or something that appears to be buried in the meadow out front that amplifies paranormal experiences and human consciousness. But the idea is, if it's amplifying whatever's going on in your mind or consciousness, can we capture evidence of that on camera? Or with scientific equipment, can we catch an orb, a shadow figure, or any kind of evidence that there is something outside the physical reality that we usually know? We're up at the top of the meadow right now, scoping some stuff out for some crazy plans that we have, but we're not sure exactly where we're gonna do them yet. We got a little hiking through the snow to do, Odie. She's been doing all the hiking in the snow.
You go all over the place, don't you, girl?
She goes
Damn!
everywhere. It is different walking out here at night, Jeff. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, come on, you're Carl the Crusher, bro.
Scouting out these lava vent tubes. It is weird walking around here at night. Mostly worried about mountain lions and stuff, but it would be interesting, very interesting, to see if there's anything hidden where these abandoned tubes, these holes. See, Cody always seems to go down and dig like she knows there's something under there. Look at her. I think all these sinkholes connect to a bigger mystery underground. Back up in the infamous saloon at Mount Wilson Ranch right now, where I've even had paranormal encounters and stuff here, where we've caught the stick figure apparition up on top of the bar and over on top of that table. But I get the honor of actually hanging up an official Carl the Crusher flag here in the saloon. So anybody who ever comes here and visits Mount Wilson Ranch, I get to hang my flag right up there, where we're going to be putting in our research station right inside this door right here in the bar. So how cool is that? Oh, see, look how cool that is. I even threw an autograph, signed it, and dated it. So anybody comes and visits Mount Wilson Ranch, there's the flag. Dude, Nick, I just think it's hilarious that I do everything that I do with my phone and you guys have to show it with this giant truck full of stuff. This is so crazy.
Is this for the BTS?
What the heck? Behind the scenes? Yes, sir.
Hello.
I guess after the episode airs, I could technically, right?
No,
right.
you are not allowed to do this.
Here, let me put out the safety cones. Nobody get hurt. Look at this. So I do all this with my cell phone and a selfie stick and this. Oh, it's so funny. Look at the safety cones. Watch your step, Nick. Watch your step. Don't fall. Parking lot is so slick that this thing might slide into the saloon. Every time he tries to back up, it like wants to run into the building. See?
Here, I'll do it.
Do you want me to move my truck? It's so crazy how much gear it requires to do this. And this isn't even all of it. This is just like a staging area. But eventually, this whole room is going to end up being a headquarters and laboratory for all of our experiments, to be able to do geological samples, infrasound tests, and do all kinds of stuff. And then over here, we're actually going to set it up and have a podcast live stream room and treat this sort of like a headquarters where we can put up different artifacts and things like that, and broadcast and do podcasts and interviews right from here. And what's really cool about it is you just step right out here, boom, there's my flag, and you're right in the haunted saloon. It's the real deal. So you compare all of that equipment to mine. Here, this is my gear right here, this one bag. That's all my stuff in there. How's the hens? How's all the chicks doing?
Oh, they're happy today.
Look at the ladies. You having a good morning? Yeah.
Producers.
This is awesome. You guys are all
Creatures of the world.
self-sufficient up here. You got chickens and goats and all kinds of cool stuff. So very cool.
Way to go.
We have a bunch of stuff going on out here today, so in the next few days. So we have to move some of this pipe and get ready for some big things that are happening, and I'm not really allowed to talk about. We're kind of filming behind the scenes in between where we can, so we'll see what we can do here. Moving the pipe.
Moving some pipe.
Okay, we got pipe. This is Croc Creek down here, running down the Meadow, Mount Wilson Ranch. We gotta move some stuff out of the way because we got
Nice glorious day today, huh?
Yeah, it's some pretty crummy weather, but we're having a good time.
Holy scratches.
Yeah,
Good old Dum Dum.
your previous dog.
Yes, he loved this pipe.
He would.
It would always be a treat inside the pipe.
Oh, there was always like a mouse or something hidden in there.
Mouse, rabbit.
Trying to
something.
chase it out.
And it was always his treat. He'd drag this pipe up and down the meadow.
That's hilarious.
The best.
So Jeff's gonna haul this big pipe out of the way and get it out of Croc Creek and get ready for some tests that we're gonna do here. Yeah. This is not the typical weather for Nevada. Notice how I'm just sitting here enjoying my hot coffee while Jeff does all the hard labor in the snow.
Oh, have to work.
He's got to do all the hard work on
The price you gotta pay sometimes.
Jeff, your coffee tastes so warm and good right now. I'm just kidding.
Come on now.
You got it. It's still going. You're going. You got it. Life on the farm. I don't even know how to talk. It's so freaking cold. I can't think straight. Oh my gosh. Operation Rescue. We keep getting vehicles stuck in the snow out here. Look how close this is. Don't get pinned, Jeff. And we've got my truck down here. This is the third time we've used it now. Right? Second time we've almost destroyed the diner, sliding cars into it. Okay, here we go.
What a device.
We got it. That thing has worked great. We just broke the handle though.
Break the clip.
But that's okay.
Turn that baby right off.
We had to shove that under the wheel to get it out. We got it. What a sloppy mess up here.
Sauce has been saved.
It's crazy. Get Sauce, yeah. Get Sauce. He has an awesome barbecue restaurant down in Pioche. If you come up here, come through Nevada, make the pilgrimage to Mount Wilson Ranch, go check it out. Look at this insane, awesome drive-along camera rig these guys have got on the Jeep out here. They're gonna be driving out through the snow and the mud, getting some awesome footage. But I've been getting a lot of like cool behind-the-scenes stuff. I don't even know how much I'm allowed to film, Jeff, but whatever.
Wait a second,
We're at your house, right?
it's nice to be independent, huh?
That's right. Yes. So hectic up here right now. Look at these guys. I'm walking down the hallway here. They even have like a spread of snacks out here on the counter right by the ancient pottery and the flakes. So in case you get hungry, you can get a treat. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, but they're gonna be separated within that show. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're too close to it.
As you can tell, we're basically just dealing with the weather, snowing, all kinds of randomness up here that we're coping with. But luckily this time, I'm kind of just filming around and about side stuff. It's not on my shoulders this time to be the one holding the camera, doing most of the difficult work. I get to actually be in front of the camera a lot this time, which is really, really cool. So stay tuned with all of that stuff. Hopefully I'll get to tell you a lot more and get permission to tell you what's going on. But we have some really cool plans involving drones, going underground, doing all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe even opening up some entrances, getting out some big equipment, you name it. It's like high tech meets the Wild West. Look at this snow coming down, holy smokes. It's really fascinating to me. Here we are in one of the oldest standing saloons in America. There's another one here in Nevada, and I'm not sure how many others even exist. And it's here in the original spot where all this intrigue and mystery goes on. And it's this infamous location where Bob Bigelow was with the Motel, the ghost sightings and the Shaman, and now it's colliding with futuristic science and technology and a whole bunch of professional research. But man, it is really snowing and coming down. So we're gonna do the best that we can with what we got. We're flying drones, looking at the sky, doing all kinds of cool stuff that we're not allowed to talk about. You're just gonna have to stay tuned. And we'll shout it out when we can and let you know.
I think that'll, yeah, and that was offsetting the height, so I just put a fifth chair there and set that over the bench. Because
kind of wandering around, chill and relax, just drinking my coffee, watching hordes and hordes of other people do all the heavy lifting, do all the work, and I just get to kind of enjoy it. And honestly, some really big, exciting stuff is going on, and I can't wait. The next couple of days are going to be crazy.
The only thing I need is an outlet. All we need is an outlet.
You wouldn't need to be able to clear the monitor.
I agree. Yeah, fair. I agree.
The nice thing about having it actually be really snowy outside like this is that all you got to do is bundle up, make sure you got some warm coffee, and it gives you the advantage so you can see tracks in the ground where things walked. So if anything strange or anomalous leaves tracks in the ground down in the meadow or around any kind of evidence, any animals or weird skinwalker tracks, anything weird like that, I don't know what that would look like, but we would be able to see it in the snow. That's surreal to see that. Did you ever think this day would come, Jeff?
Yes.
Yes, we did actually. Look at all the people here. Crazy stuff. Come look out on the front porch of your saloon now. Taking a field trip. I'm just so blown away by this. Like, look at this. What is this stuff?
What is this?
What did they put on? I don't
Oh
even...
my goodness, look at the sky.
Whoa, dude, look at the sunset. Wow, this is not CGI. This is for real. Whoa. Look at that. Now's when they gotta fly their drone. Right? I mean, now's when you gotta fly your drone.
Dude, you get your drone in the fucking air.
Look at that. Holy shit. Look at that, right? Good morning. This is what it's like trying to drive up to the saloon from the bunkhouse in the morning now. It's crazy. It is the most snow they've gotten up here in forever, and my truck's in four-wheel drive, and I can still barely make it up through the snow on this dirt road here because we got dumped on last night. I can barely even see out the window. See, like it's all snowed in. How'd it go, boss?
Perfect. Absolutely excellent.
Really?
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Was it really fun?
Yeah, it was.
Was it more than you bargained for? I'm giving everybody context and clues with the big cameras in front.
We're gonna figure this out.
We're figuring it out, right?
Figure this out one way or the other.
Well, it sounded like you did well, so awesome. Let's go, Terminator. And now suddenly, the sky has parted. It's blue skies. The snow stopped, and man, it is beautiful. Look at this. It's like inside of a winter wonderland. Everything's like frosted with snow. I've never seen it like this up here. It's gorgeous. What a great day to be working with all these people up here. So far, so good. Everybody's having a great time. It sounds like Jeff is nailing it and doing a good job. Looks like everybody's going into the shaman room. Wow, you can really see the tower on top of Mount Wilson, the way it's backlit with the clouds and the fog right there. That's as far as I can zoom in, but you can see it pretty clearly up there. I'll show you. Oh, I just stepped in a hole. Here, I'll zoom out and you can see. This is how far away it is from here. Right in front of the diner, the saloon, and the haunted motel. But wow, I've never seen the landscape like this before up here. It's so pretty. Can't believe it. With all this snow frosting on everything. It's gorgeous now that the sun's out. Alright, time for me to get mic'd up. I think it's my turn. Holy smokes, here we go.
Alright, yes.
Doing scientific readings in the settler's cabin right now. Just finished in the settler's cabin. What'd they find out? We're gonna have to wait and see.
I can't do it.
We can't. I know, it's so bright outside. As soon as I take them off, I'm like, ugh, my eyes are watering like crazy. You guys did some scientific research in here.
Tiger doing this 3 times.
We're not gonna, whatever, we can't talk about it yet. It's all secret. Okay, behind the scenes, behind the scenes. Apparently it's validating.
So here, I've heard stories of.
We're at the phase of all this where I have to hide around the corner and stay out of everything. They're working right out there.
Multiple reports. Yes, it's always the same thing. Alright, here's what I've experienced in order to make sure walking through. Let's start back. And then, Jeff, I want you to tell Andy what we're doing. Okay.
I'd love to have them out here to just cover this in a way that we can't cover with handheld devices.
Sounds great.
Yeah, let me see if we can't get them out here.
Next level.
Let's see what Flag said.
The Meadow. Did you find anything in the Meadow?
All over the
You did? Okay, don't say anything.
And there's walkie-talkies. Communicators.
But you found something.
We
in the
have
Meadow.
flags.
We're not crazy. We're not crazy.
A little 2 by
Well, we
3
are,
black
but
flags.
that's besides
We're going to be shooting meters.
But
all
our numbers are
fucking day.
growing. Just got done up here at the original archaeologist cabin, settler's house. Now the convoy's getting ready to roll over to the mines, but so far so good. Everything's been going well, but thank goodness for the cloud cover because I can't do anything without my sunglasses on. The sun's killing me. Day 1 is a wrap. It's actually day 3 up here, but day 1 for this big project underway. We're in the upper meadow right now by the lava vent tubes, the archaic mine shafts. We just went and explored all of those, and now Jeff and a few of the rest of the team here are doing some cool experiments out in the upper meadow, places that we haven't really done a whole lot of research. So I'm really filming a lot of behind the scenes as much as I can, but it's really not my job on this trip. I'm just trying to get what I can when we're hanging out at these cool moments. But right now we're just cruising in the Jeep back up to the saloon because I am finally done for the day. There's the settlers, or there's the shaman's cabin where the first sighting of the shaman occurred. Right there.
That's good right there. Mr. Carr? Oh, Mr. Carr. Yes, thank you.
Look at this crazy overnight security camera spread. They got a camera down there on the pillar. They got some up there, one over there. Trying to catch all kinds of paranormal activity or anything that goes on. Even they've got one long shot looking down the hall. I can see that one right there. Hey, there's me. Was that a ghost coming through the door? It is 11 o'clock at night. I'm using my iPhone. The moon is so full and so bright that I can see as good as almost daylight out here right now. It's so crazy. It's almost the middle of the night. And I love when the visibility is like this. There's almost no wind, a tiny little breeze. It's like being inside a snow globe. It's so quiet out here. We're still staging everything, getting everything set up. Everybody's loading up camera gear and equipment. I'm just gonna walk out here and show you. I haven't ever really filmed up here before, but this is the upper meadow. So we have the lower meadow down below in front of the settler's cabin, right down the hill from the saloon and the entire house where Jeff lives and Mount Wilson Ranch officially is. But you come up Craw Creek and there's this upper meadow where you've got this team of specialists that have even come there. They did the first several seasons on the Curse of Oak Island TV show. I guess we're ready to go.
Regular pattern right there. Big logic.
Hey guys, we are filming and getting ready. Everything is setting up right here. We're at the upper area where the mines and the vent tubes are. There's 4 of them up here, so we're going to see with ground penetrating radar and drone scans if there's actually anything underground, if these lead somewhere, go somewhere, if it ties into the phenomenon that we're getting with the drones over the meadow. But we're about to find out. They're setting up the drone. They said there was what was on the drone? A magnetometer? Oh, you're on the phone. Sorry. Quiet on set.
Now talk to them about where they are, right? What is he gonna find, Jeff?
I don't know. Is it gonna hit the ground?
Is it gonna crash today or?
I'd like to see it crash.
Kind of. I know, right? Look at it. It's struggling. That drone is struggling, Jeff. Look at it. It's coming down. It looks like it's having serious issues. Look at this. Is it running into an anomaly again? Look at it.
There's no wind.
There's no wind. Look at it. Look at it. It is struggling. Whoa, it's gonna hit the trees. Oh, it's going down. It's going down. It crashed. Whoa, it almost crashed. Look at, oh my gosh, it's not gonna make it. It's in the tree right there. Oh my God.
I'll try to get eyes on it, Robert.
I got that on camera. Stay here. We gotta stay here. Dude. Jeff, that happened. That just happened, man. Lost a motor. What?
Look how windy it is.
There's no wind. No reason that should have crashed at all. Boom, right into the tree. What is going on?
I'd get in a lot of trouble. You know, it's a registered drone. If they disabled it and so they'd get the registration number off there, and then they'd I'd go to federal prison.
All of that you think is private FAA, right?
Yes.
Military.
Yeah.
Military.
This is crazy.
It very well could be, because you know they're bound to be able to take control of it if they want. And this could just be a scenario of we don't want to figure out
place?
Just collect data.
I just overheard him mention that the drone behaved as if something was artificially jamming the signal of the drone and ran it into the ground intentionally. He just said that.
I actually had the feeling when I came in here and hid,
Yeah.
and the drone was coming over me, I was like, oh shit, the thing's gonna drop a grenade on me.
Oh, really? Like in Ukraine.
I kept thinking of that. Like, that's weird.
That's the day that we live in now, is the era of the drone wars, right? It's kind of spooky.
So, that's what I was pointing out. Ukraine is pure drone on drone war.
It is now.
That's I was told that by our CIA operative.
Yeah, it'll all become like an AI war pretty soon. Yeah, it'll be a battle of algorithms.
So they've learned a new way of war.
Right, isn't that crazy?
Mechanized.
I know. But now we're gonna try and use it for peaceful intentions to try and harmonize the dimensions and change reality, right? We'll see, for good.
Wait till those AI drones come out.
Dude, I know, right?
Denied. Wow.
Right?
That
We
was
were
cool
standing over here
watching
joking that's gonna happen.
That was badass. That was badass.
Nobody can figure out what happened to this thing.
What's that?
Yeah. What? We don't think anything got too much.
Well,
that fixes our one problem about how we're going to
well,
I think Andrew's got something in his pocket that made that happen.
No, whatever. Yeah, the CIA guy. He's the one up here sabotaging everything on us, right? Right.
But it'll make for cool TV if we get it running again and it works fine down there and it didn't over here, which...
I think makes you
That's pretty crazy.
You going to the truck for reals? You tell me.
Well, how do you need to...
Well, so what I'm going to pull the data out of this real quick, and then they can go do the ground stuff.
You mind if I follow you back and get behind the scenes on the drone repair?
Not at all.
That's pretty crazy.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I've had my drone do the same thing down in the lower meadow.
Really?
Yeah, it just struggled and then backed down and crashed into the top of the pump house. And then Adam, he can't hardly ever get his drone to take off. Mine will take off and then emergency land. It says collision warning and then emergency lands. Yeah.
Yeah, weird stuff.
I did not expect that from your guys' drone though. Now this is a handheld magnetometer. They're gonna walk with this over the lava vent tubes in the archaic mines. Let's see now. Since we couldn't get the drone to fly, we got to walk with this sled by hand. So we can try and see what we can see under the ground here at these ancient mines. But it's all hands on deck right now. It's the real deal. The drone is crashing. It's all happening in real time.
Yeah. Okay. And then what we're going to do it because of this grant. This way it'll allow us to take, a step, take a photo, the radar signal, and then move it.
That's not a happy
and then
sound.
the computer.
Is it like the other thing where you have to click a button every time?
Yeah, but we're going to just pretend.
Oh, okay, so we're not going to actually.
301 common marker. This is the GPR.
What about the
We did do that. We did that too. Okay. So I'm going to say we'll run GPR and the
Okay, so Brody, here's all the files, right?
Yes.
Okay. And he's going to enter with his magic bag. Okay, so Intrepid Explorers over here.
Yeah.
Intrepid Explorers over
Here you go. There you go, Brogan.
Thermometer. Ooh, I like thermometer.
Do I need you back in there with the kit? No. You're back at your with them without the shit. Yeah, without the shit. And Andy is going to come in with his shit. Rob is pulling a magnetometer from the drone and converting it into a handheld unit. And we're going to do magnetometer.
we got here? We've got GPR, right? How deep can we penetrate with ground penetrating radar?
Well, it all depends on the type of ground that you're in. Okay. The worst is clay. If we were in moist clay, you'll get penetration of 5 feet.
Okay.
If we were in polar ice, we might get 100 meters.
Okay. Wow. So frozen.
In this kind of material, I would think 60 feet.
60 feet through this kind of what do you even call this sort of?
Well, this is volcanic stuff,
right?
And it's solid. Generally, if we find an anomaly in it, it'll be some kind of void, we hope.
Right.
And that will show up as a difference.
I mean, we know that this is porous. We know that these are collapsed lava tubes. We know that they've been accessed. So there's definitely some voids under here. We'll be able to see that with this.
So it is that it's sending into the ground. We can determine the depth.
Okay.
And we think in this soil maybe down to 60 feet.
Okay. Great. Well, but if our tunnels are deeper than 60 feet, if there's something deeper than 60 feet, we're not going to know what's there.
But the magnetometer will show it, but maybe the radar wouldn't pick it up.
I see.
The magnetometer would go very deep.
Which is why we have multiple tools and lots of tech.
Magnetometer, we can't tell that.
Yeah, this is the area getting covered before you. Yeah. Okay.
But realistically,
right?
we have it walking in magnetism.
Yeah.
I would say, the bone is kind of right here. Let's start walking through the middle of this. Back and forth.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we'll do all that on camera.
That sounds great.
Clockwise. Okay. I'm going to go clockwise around this one.
Yeah, so maybe
Ground penetrating radar around the archaic lava tubes and abandoned mines over here.
all the way up to
We're going to see up to 60 feet deep how far they go and where they go.
Step pause. And pause.
Robin, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a step. I'm just going to walk with you guys. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, step.
Keep going.
All right. Okay.
I've decided to split off from the crowd and come over here to the top of the hill overlooking the upper meadow, and I'm going to try and use my thermal camera to see if I can see any temperature anomalies. We got such a cool, calm day. I want to be able to scan the upper meadow and see if we're running into something, a vortex or a portal or something above Mount Wilson Ranch here. Maybe we can get it on thermal imaging. I don't know. We'll find out. But I just got this new device thanks to the Patreon Inner Circle, and let's give it a try. We made it. Look how beautiful it is here today. So calm, so serene. There's not even a breeze. I don't have to use a wind muff on my phone or anything. There's the upper meadow. Here it is. I will, if I remember, put a link to it so that you guys can get one if you want. But it looks like this. Let me get it out of the packaging and we'll try it out. It's handheld and portable. It looks just like this. It's all self-contained. Has a camera button on the top, and you just press and hold that in order to go video mode. And so that's what we're gonna try. I don't even think this takes an SD card. Maybe it probably records internally and then I have to plug it in. So we'll try to do that because, okay, here it's calibrating. Otherwise we're gonna have a really bad glare. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna have any audio for this part, so I'm just gonna go ahead and record it on the thermal imager and then maybe put some music to it or do voiceover later. I did bring the Dynamite goggles though, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those on. I see I can't even see my phone now, but it makes me look into a different sort of spectrum of reality. It gives everything sort of like a purple hue. I'll put some links if you haven't seen the other videos where we've utilized these before, but I'm gonna walk through, see if I can see anything in a slightly different realm, if I can see any lensing effects or anything similar to Skinwalker Ranch, what we seem to be running into here at Mount Wilson Ranch as well. I'm talking really quiet and I'm kind of off by myself because they're doing a bunch of filming over there and I don't want to disrupt that. I'm just kind of like hanging out doing my own thing right now. I'm a little bit fogged up on my right lens, but I can see pretty good, and I haven't noticed anything unusual yet with the goggles on, but I need to get a way to take the lenses off and put them over the camera so that I can walk around and just use the camera to see, because even if I see something, it's not like I'm going to be able to show you guys anyways, right? It's a little bit challenging.
Instead of being, I mean, we're penetrating down here. above that, we're losing a reading here. So this is a void. This is a large.
So see, all of this means ground conditions, and that just probably could mean air.
Right.
There's a void.
Underground in number 3.
Number 3. This one has a large void. What the fuck? Right here has a large void.
Yeah, that one right there.
This hole has a large void. That's the one I was telling him goes in deep. It has the set, has the archaic cribbing. They just said 30 feet down, there's a big void and opening. How's the drone? Did they resurrect the drone?
They did not.
No? They can't get it going.
At this juncture, no. Dead in the water.
Well, they're ground penetrating radaring the mine holes now, so we'll see what that says. But I overheard some rumors that I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna make you wait for once. The tables have turned this time. I heard.
Not nice.
You already, yeah. You and all your secrets. Now I've got mine.
Yeah, but I know the secret.
Yeah, not about. I know which hole and where and what now. I heard. I overheard. I hid in the trees and listened like an eavesdropper.
I mean, these two things look like either a shaft, maybe that's partially collapsed, or 2 access points to one larger shaft, right? Because there's that large void right below it.
A void with shafts. They're even talking about.
All right, so let's do our
scaffolding.
last transect right through the middle, and then maybe we can think about trying to pinpoint this spot and dig down a little bit.
That's what the data indicates. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Whoa.
That's pretty intense.
You may have tunnels and chambers under here, man. There could be relics, there could be mummies, there could be artifacts. What if there's more of those obsidian spearheads and stuff?
How about some elongated heads?
Some elongated skulls or some giant bones, right? Well, at this point,
Hey,
who
Andrew,
knows?
It's not so off the chart anymore.
It's not so crazy anymore, right? We've got something under the mountain here, guys. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
At least it didn't go down until almost the end.
Well, it got a good portion of it up here, but like I think it ended like right through here.
Yep.
So as much as we want to continue that way, I say we don't have to make a real wide run. We just want to do maybe 100 feet each way instead of the drone was doing a long run, but the meat of it is right in here.
Okay.
Zigzag back and forth with the man.
Everything we need to do that? Yeah.
Sounds like Adam's shooting out his kitchen window again down there.
Yeah, what we got to do is, well, you would hold this.
Doing handheld ground penetrating
This
radars.
sensor right here. So you hold it.
Another day done at Mount Wilson Ranch. The road to get down to where I'm supposed to sleep is getting more and more treacherous. I can't hardly see out the window. There's barely a road now. There's the bunkhouse going to the Meadow. And the whole thing is frozen over during the day, so it's like ice underneath the snow. Trying to get down here, but see right here, it doesn't look like anything, but that's where I'm sleeping tonight, in the haunted bunkhouse in front of the Meadow. This is my driveway. Ugh, right in the snow. Okay, let's do it. Good morning, Crusher crew. I don't even know what day it is in the video. It's probably still the same day, but it's the next morning. We're on day 4 of being up here with the whole crew doing stuff, but we had some crazy findings, I guess, with some drone scanning that we did, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. You're gonna have to go watch it on the official show. I'm only allowed to film behind the scenes stuff, but apparently there's some really cool stuff that we found, a lot of anomalies, and we're gonna find out. So if you guys remember when I was here and I tried to fly my drone, I took it off and it emergency landed immediately. And then I flew it again, was able to get the drone shot, and then when I came in to land, it backed up and crashed into the pump house. Then Adam wasn't able to fly his drone. We've had nothing but drone problems. The professional crew had drones running into interference, we had drones crashing, and then we were getting all kinds of weird anomalous findings. And so we're just trying to work through it one step at a time. Chris Bartell left his boots here and we found him in the snow. But that's pretty funny. Anyway, we're just getting all ready to go back up to the meadow and the upper meadow and continue to follow up on the findings from yesterday. So we had guys staying in the Shaman room. We had infrared security cameras all over the saloon. We did survey drones over the meadows. We did a bunch of cool stuff. And so far, all of the results have been very validating. That's all I can say. Okay, what happened to the drone?
So the drone, it was going like 5 meters per second, and they were flying the grid. And you know, if a drone, like, it powers off in midair, it'll go like this.
Right.
But it kind of fell straight down.
It just literally like hit a
it
pocket.
Hit a wall. It was weird.
It just dropped?
Yeah.
Straight out of the air.
Yeah.
Did you see it drop?
I didn't see it drop.
You didn't see it? That's crazy. Wow. And then the findings we'll have to talk about later. We're not allowed to discuss it right now, but you say it's crazy?
It's pretty nuts. It's like something you wouldn't expect. Something you wouldn't expect.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, well, we'll see, right? Oh, man. What do you got here, Jeff? What the hell, dude? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, you guys had to rebuild it all this morning or last night? Look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It does fly. I got it up in the parking lot.
It does fly. So it's back from the dead for round 2. We'll see. Oh, my gosh. How exciting, man. What's that?
I guess it's 92%.
92% ready to go? Well, that's good. It was 0 yesterday.
You know, the instructions say it will fly on 7. Dropped off the GPS antenna, dropped off the altimeter.
It lost the altimeter, the GPS, and...
Yeah, and it broke a leg over here.
Really?
That leg broke.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Snap down there.
How many feet in the air was it when it did the drop? 60, how many? 60 feet up?
60 feet up, and it
60.
just like it hit a wall and dropped, huh?
Flying about 16 or 17 miles an hour, and then it didn't drop like that. It went, boom.
Like it just
hit a wall.
Really?
Force field.
Right, really?
It hit a force field, for sure.
Like something right up here?
Yeah.
In the...
Wham! Boom.
What the hell, dude? That's so crazy.
Yeah. A little trajectory, it's still going forward, but boom.
Straight down.
That's...
So every time they try to fly the drone, it has no idea where the GPS coordinates are. Either it gets completely scrambled and loses track and goes all over the place, or the GPS coordinates themselves are being distorted because reality itself is distorted, or there's energy anomalies. So the drone gets completely off track, swerving around, and then crashes because it thinks it's going to run into something, has no idea where it is, just like at Skinwalker Ranch.
Got the drone in the air.
Yeah, I got it. We gotta clear all this crap. Let's go back.
Help him out. Thank you.
I gotta clear out. Now we'll see if this drone survives.
Oscar, that has to go.
Yes, I'm pulling it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Where would you like it, sir?
Just over here. Yeah, I'll take it off. I need some to work off. Mine. You got it. Gotcha. Yeah.
Your drone works.
I know. Just in case I'm rolling back here.
It's kind of kryptonite for drones up here.
I would agree. I have a problem every time I try.
Yeah, guys, keep going until we tell you to stop.
It's sort of a shallow angle that gets me the mountain tops. That's good.
They can hold off for a second. Hang on, guys. Freeze for a minute.
So far, so good.
All right, action. Yeah.
So far, this drone's surviving. They said the big drone, the $8,000 one, only has about a 50% chance of flying again. Because it keeps crashing up here.
Lee, are you okay?
Yeah, I see it. Are you landing on the pad, right? He's having trouble reading because you're there. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Nice. First one to not crash today.
Lee, are you okay?
So last time, Jeff and I, we went up to the pocket cave up there and we did the meditation with the EEG on. Everybody's saying that they see an orb float down in front of me and off camera. And we're talking to our friend here, and you've seen the same thing and caught it on camera in other places before as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've worked on what, Curse of Oak Island and a whole bunch of all kinds of stuff, and so, and you were told that the green orbs were welcoming, or what did they say?
The shaman of Cheyenne. We talked to him about. I didn't talk to him, but one of our guys did. Said that that's what color. It says, "Is that thing green?" Said, yeah, it's green. He said, "Well, good." He said, "If it's red, get the hell out of there."
If it's red.
Yeah, I don't mess with it.
So I'll put a link. Go back and watch the video. Tell me what color the orb is in the video up here in the pocket cave.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say too much, but there is something underground here, right?
It looks like it. But we've got to look at more information and run some filters in our radar and stuff, and see how the mag ties to it.
Yeah.
We have GPS and all that stuff. So
once we overlay the data, but it's very compelling right now, very promising. So, all right, we're heading back down to the upper meadow, doing more work. We're going to break for lunch, and then what are we doing next, Jeff?
Well, no, that wasn't.
You know, next stuff probably back in the settler's cabin and the saloon and all that stuff. We got to find out what happened to the guys sleeping in the shaman room last night too.
That's true.
They're going to have to go through and process all the footage and see.
Processing that.
But every single step that we take, even when we bring other people here, it's just like validation after validation after validation.
We only
So
brought a few this time, though.
what's that?
We only brought a few this time.
Oh, look at all these. These guys have been so freaking awesome to work with. So polite. Everybody's been really cool. The teamwork has just been phenomenal. The amount of ground that we've been able to cover and telling the story and keeping everything according to the truth. It's just been a phenomenal experience working with these guys. We're all breaking now for lunch, but we're up here at the upper meadow getting some intriguing results. It's time to head back to the saloon.
Should they go further than where Justin is?
We're clearing the zone out now so that we can actually get good GPR data in the upper meadow now.
It's okay.
All those tracks. Try doing a drone.
Oh, beautiful.
And then we'll see.
Yeah, you're good. I think it's fine. Oh, it's gonna work fine, sir.
I think you have to in the air.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, then we'll have to do something, then we'll go to the manual.
Let's go now.
We are 5 by 5.
I'm always going
Jeff,
behind the scenes.
vibrations, how long do they last?
Okay, you ain't gonna see much.
At some point.
Yes.
This is the upper meadow. Yeah.
2-3 seconds.
Because I was sitting in the car and I thought, it felt like the car was shaking for a second, but then I got out and I didn't. But I don't know if it was just the car.
Or that
motor.
car might have that leveling something or some shit in it.
Because I was sitting in there for a little while and all of a sudden it's like, felt like somebody sat in there.
Was the car off?
No, it was running.
Oh.
But it just maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and I got out to see if it was vibrating, but it
So
wasn't.
I don't hang out here like all the time, but when I've been here,
Like, I look up and it's flying.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna.
it has tone to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up on scene. Hey, Dave. So while I was sitting in the car, and I had the car running, but the car, did I wiggle? And then I got out, and then there wasn't anything. But Jeff said that they typically last like 2 or 3 seconds. So
That's what we felt up in the pocket cave too, like that pulsing
By the
energy.
way, did you pull that? Did I pull radio phone? Not yet.
Yesterday water.
Don't we want to do all that on scene or on? I don't think we're pulling it on scene.
I mean, this is just we're not faking anything here. I just started recording because it looked cool with the GPR and everything. And he comes up, tells you this whole story, and we're all trying to figure out. There's voids and tunnels and caves potentially under the ground. His $8,000 drone's dropping out of the sky like it's running into a wall in the air. You know. I mean, everybody's experiencing stuff up here on the mountain, to the point that they're just letting me film everything because there's so much shit going on all the time, even when they're not officially filming, right? It's like
Clear as day.
clear as day, right? Yep.
Look at the data.
Exactly.
I don't think we need to look at any data. We would just do the.
Oscar has to look at the data so that we can GPR.
I'm gonna simplify.
By the magic of
Thanks, sir.
6 p.m.
Does it look like the scenery for Ricola?
Okay. Like the car was shaking, and it almost like somebody was opening a door or something. And I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if that's the rumbling." And I got out, and it stopped. So I don't know if it was a figment of my imagination, but it did. Just the car just for maybe 2 or 3 seconds.
All right, so we would have. We've got the.
Hopefully.
So we'll pull
And,
that later.
and I don't know if it was a figment of my imagination or not, but. All right, let's get this rolling.
Now we've got attempt, well, I think number 4, to fly the big drone to get magnetometer readings above the upper meadow here, where Jeff comes up here and feels all the earth like rumbling, like there's a resonant frequency or vibration going on that you can actually feel. And the drone guy actually felt it while he was sitting in the car. Their drone just like hit an invisible wall and fell out of the sky. So here we go again. We've got 2 drones now going up to see what happens. 2 drones at the same time. So.
Say that again.
I'm not sure. It's getting some error messages. Let's see.
Does it sound like a connection error from remote to drone or something else?
It could be. I'm just gonna try to reboot all this. Any other all those fail-safe things.
Do you need the computer?
Not yet.
You can't even get it to start. It just says error, error, error.
And it's not connecting with his base lift.
That's how it's supposed to fly. Whoa. Not supposed to do that.
Right in the same direction. Yeah, the same direction.
Did it just crash straight into the ground
Not
again?
supposed to do that.
It just nosedived immediately into the ground, Jeff.
Oh my god.
Look at him. He said that's how it's supposed to fly, and then it went boom straight into the ditch, right into Craw Creek. Right into Craw Creek. Look at that. Right into Craw Creek.
For a while.
No way. No way that just happened. What? That drone's doing fine. That drone's fine. But the one with the GPR on it, man, boom, straight into the ground like a, just like nosedive, like a meteorite, dude. What?
Yes, sir.
Dude,
The blade broken.
what happened?
We have no clue. It went up, started going, and then just slowly went down into that little
Just right
ditch.
into Craw Creek,
Yeah.
dude. Wow.
Fucking weird.
That is crazy. So it's crashed a couple times now, this thing. Whoa. Yeah, you lost a prop right over there.
Yep.
Well,
This
maybe
is
we got a
nuts.
little bit of data, but man, it was only in the air like maybe 20 seconds and
At
it just
most, yeah.
nosedived. That was crazy. I'm sorry, man. I feel bad for the drone.
Yeah,
Jeez.
shit happens.
It does. This place is gnarly, man. I can't believe this is happening here.
Yeah, Robert said, gotta call this Drone Killer Ranch.
Drone Killer Ranch. There you go.
It'll lift like 15 pounds, right? Hey, here's something we're gonna do too.
He's called it Drone Killer Ranch. So he just called it.
Bring your drone. Let's test it
All right,
out.
guys. So just so who's doing?
Wow, what the heck is going on out here? Everybody's freaking out.
With me?
Brogan the kid.
Okay.
That was unexpected.
Or was it?
Or was it, right? True. What the heck, man?
Same drone, same area, same time frame. That's suspicious as hell. Okay. Thank you.
Here with Paul. So he's been an investigative reporter who's traveled all over the world and covered all kinds of cool stuff. And now he's here with us at Mount Wilson Ranch. But you were saying you've been to Venezuela.
Oh, I was just thinking, the way we're shooting out here right now, these fast sequences, and then knitting them together into, a real-time narrative.
Right.
That's the kind of immersive journalism that I try to do, all the time. Other contexts, right? And the drone crash here that we just had reminded me, honestly, of when we were driving into a city called San Cristobal in Venezuela, when, if you remember, there were huge the protests began in Venezuela with a college protest where a student was shot and killed in the city called San Cristobal. So we rolled in there, and basically we started shooting as we were driving into the city in the car. Like, okay, so we're getting close to San Cristobal. We're going to be passing through some barricades, and the piece was a continuous experience of getting into our hotel. Tear gas billowing down the street, vesting up. I literally put on a bulletproof vest. We put a ladder up on this retaining wall and peeked out into the street, just running, not gun battles, but running tear gas and armed APVs blasting through these barricades. And then we just walked out there and shot the whole thing, and we had a piece that
And
night.
the whole thing is like almost one take. You just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And it's been like that for us up here. We go up to the lava vent tubes, the mines, and everything, and it's like one thing after the other. Drone crash.
Drone crash. Drone crash.
Drone crash. They start calling it the drone killer site, but yeah, man. Okay, we're gonna get back to work here. All right, we've got more stories to share because he's experienced some pretty amazing stuff. Wait, you said you got at the end of that story you got tear gassed.
So the middle of the Venezuela story was we got tear gassed as soon as we went out in the street, and then we came upon a group of people, kids, really teenagers, who were making Molotov cocktails with big flats of empty soda bottles, right? Filling them with kerosene, styrofoam, and then a wick, right? And literally ferrying those up to the front where they were throwing them at the Venezuelan.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And you say that
Good times.
that whole experience of just like doing it on the fly reminds you a little bit of this up here.
I mean, obviously, we're not getting tear gassed in the Meadows. We do have drones crashing, so we have to deal with problems on the fly.
But it's all happening for real.
It's all happening, in real time.
This is so cool.
And the teamwork and technology involved. You only see a teeny piece.
Right.
That's what's cool about you doing this behind the scenes stuff, right? Because people only see a teeny piece of what's actually happening here.
Everybody always questions that on the other shows because they're very produced and professionally done. Right. That it feels like, wow, is that staged? Is that whatever? Like, but I mean,
this is all just happening.
We get these raw clips, where you're catching it exactly how it happens, and then they set up and film it.
I'm really just
trying to
having
get
yogurt.
We're really
right
just
now
here.
Offset.
And they're literally flying a drone, and there's the whole team. The drone is surviving for now, and they're doing magnetometer readings, walking around out in the upper meadow in the drone killer zone. Quiet on set. Quiet on set. Quiet on set.
Stupid.
All right, Oscar, you ready to roll out? Second sticks.
Okay. Great. Wide open, boys. Wide 6 stops, but wide open.
All right, we're good. Kosher for Passover.
All right. Stand by. Tell me, real quick.
And Robert, shift to your right a little bit. Let your dad in. All right, here we go.
So Andy, this is the preliminary data on the sweep you just did.
Oh, you're gonna blow my mind. I can tell.
Bracing myself. But it worked.
Let me focus operation. Lovely. Okay, here we go.
Stand by.
Show me what you did.
And Eric is back. Thank you. And
Hold on, I'm gonna do battery right now.
stand by.
So if I pop this into 3D view, and we'll turn it, and again, this is not what it actually looks like, but it does show you the peaks and valleys.
Wow.
What you can see right over here is like the lowest signature on the deal, and so that could be some kind of a sinkhole or a void, there is a significant anomaly on there that I think that we should probably run the radar over.
Okay.
It looks like it could be some kind of a void, a sinkhole, or a something, and it's kind of over in this area where Jeff was saying that he, like the central part of the rumbles, it's near
Where
that
he's
area.
heard and felt the vibrations the most.
So then what I did, and so like you can see that hole right there. So that's
that hole. That looks like a hole.
That's almost 1,000 points lower in magnetic intensity than everywhere else.
So what we're looking at here isn't a physical manifestation of the ground.
It's not a
It's
topographical.
Magnetic.
It's a colored representation of the magnetic field.
So what we're seeing is high magnetic activity
Yeah.
in the southern end of the field.
Yes.
Right.
And then as we move in this direction towards the mine, we start seeing anomalous magnetic activity, which suggests in the same area where Jeff was reporting underground noises, there's actually a targeted void.
A void of some kind.
How fascinating.
Right.
And then, so then what I did is I overlaid this on Google Earth, and then we can pick a GPS point for that anomaly, and then we'll run our radar.
I was
over
going to
there.
say, so then we'll go out there with the GPR.
The GPR can tell us it's near certain.
Check out how cool this is. I actually have the clacker. There it is, right there. Standing in the upper meadow. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna put it back before I get in trouble.
This is kind of funny to be an independent, huh?
I know we get to do all this however we want, so they're all back there finishing, and Jeff and I are gonna head back.
Just come and go as we want.
We found all of this stuff following our intuition way before these guys got here, but it's super validating. What do you think, Jeff? So we've been up to the lava vent tubes, and there's a void or something with what looks like cribbing or scaffolding or something, a room. We don't know. We're gonna have to still find out.
Incredible though that we knew.
We knew. We've all had
You've been told
visions and experiences where we've seen this stuff, where we've seen the shaman go down into these caves, and Duana, the psychic ladies, they during the seance all saw the same thing. There was caves underground and all of that stuff.
Linear portal.
Right, yeah.
And these two craft have hit a line.
I know where the drones keep crashing back there is the same spot that Duana points out. This is where the portal is,
In a long line.
It's so crazy. So we're basically walking back down the entire length from the upper meadow to the lower, and Jeff and I are kind of just gonna meditate a little bit and look for some artifacts and enjoy the walk back. Through here is where Jeff has actually found significant artifacts, and Donna, the original caretaker of the property for Bob Bigelow, used to find artifacts and things all over the place down here. Arrowheads, spear points, all kinds of stuff. Look at the little bunny hopping trail going up through here, but this is a very prime spot to be able to find artifacts. I know we got snow on the ground, but I don't know, you never know. There could be something even hanging in the trees, or we might find something exposed because of the snow. Just gotta keep looking around.
All right, Carl, I won.
What is that?
Found the first man-made.
You did?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. It actually has some...
I noticed that it's just like boards leaning up against the...
They're not just leaned up against it. They're actually... It feels... It's nailed in.
Was it nailed in?
Yeah.
Why? Was there a shack?
Check this out.
Was there a shack or something here?
Look at this stuff. Look.
An old... Wait, let me camera focus.
Wow.
That's an old hand-made nail. Look at that.
Never saw this before. Look at that. It's a whole something there. Oh,
right there.
Oh, that's pretty damn low.
We've never seen this before. Yeah,
No,
look at that nail.
no.
This is original,
Yeah,
the original
check
mining
this out, though. Look at this nail.
stuff.
That
That's
thing.
like all... Hang on, hold that still right there. Look at that. Look, it's going all the way through.
There.
There's 3 nails. 1, 2, 3. And this one's all bent over. Several nails. They posted into that tree.
Yep.
For what? So wait, right here, dude. It was something.
I knew there was anything here. And this is right there.
You've got planks. And that whole board with square nails. Square head nails.
Oh, this one's...
Here, leave it there. Leave it there. Don't pull it out.
Wow, it's nailed in from the opposite side in the tree.
It's
Here,
nailed
look.
in.
Check that out.
It's nailed in from the back?
Yeah, look. And you can't even get into the tree. It's like in the tree.
What?
Look from the other side.
How did the nail come from the back way?
It might have been when the tree was teeny.
And what is going on here, man?
Watch out for that nail below you. Too.
I
Look,
know.
sticking up.
Here, I'm going to come around the back side. Can you remember how to get back to this spot?
Yeah, this is right in the flake zone. Look.
It is right in the flake zone. You're right.
There's the shaman house right there.
So you're... Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right at it, straight at it.
The shaman's house is right over there. The original archaeological cabin. Yeah, I can't even see the nails on the backside.
No, it's in the
So
wood.
it was nailed in when this was tiny.
Yep.
And then it grew out and over and up and the whole. So underneath the snow here is probably more. We could bring my metal detector back up and probably find stuff.
I never saw that before. Imagine that's 15 and a half years later, and how close is that to that?
Yeah, look, the roads. Oh yeah, look. There's the Shaman's house. The original archaeological house.
Oh yeah, you need the metal.
Right there. There's the road. Yeah, we gotta come over here. I knew, man, we need to walk this way. We're gonna walk back instead of riding the truck, and we're gonna find stuff. That's crazy. Look at these old nails. See what I mean? The nails are coming out from the back side. See that? But the back side is all grown into the tree. Look at this one here. How old is that? How old do you figure? Some of these are round.
Oh, this whole section up here was, you know, the old corrals and the old areas, right? Original homestead style, 18...
Settlers cabin era.
Yeah, 1860, 70.
Crazy, dude.
You know, there's some square, old...
We should see. Let's
Yeah,
go
we
down
got
this
lots to
down
do
this
here.
way and go.
Treehouse?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's the treehouse right there. Yeah. I heard the drone crashed again down in the meadow.
Dude.
You're not supposed to know any more details.
Nope.
I'm not in this scene. I'm not in this.
Oh, you're not in it?
I'm not in it. It's okay.
He's curious about the drone crash.
But I don't know anything underground yet. Yeah.
Went up to the point that we desired, and then it just slowly started going down, and it dropped.
Really?
Yeah,
And then
fell
it just
into that
fell
little trench.
into the creek again. Same spot.
Pretty
Really?
much.
Fascinating. So that's like several crashes, and it keeps going into the holes and into the creek like it's trying to land in that spot. It gets confusing. Weird. I don't know what's underground yet. He's figuring it out right now, and we're gonna do the big reveal in front of the big cameras, so it's all happening soon. They must have found something significant because they're doing like a little powwow over there at the end of the shuffleboard. Every time I get close, they say, "You can't be over here, you can't hear this. This is for announcements for later. It's too significant, you can't be over there." And then this jackknob tells me I gotta go somewhere else. I can't hear the news.
It's my job.
I've been doing the research here this whole time, and now I can't even find out what's happening. Whatever. All in due time,
All
right?
will be revealed in due time.
In due time, that's right. Man, it's exciting. What is it? Jeff, it's driving me crazy. Now you're here with me on the pool table. They got their fancy camera gear. But look at these guys down here. They won't talk to us. They won't tell us what they found. They took the main hosts of the show, even split them down to the other room. What the hell is going on?
Something.
Do you know?
Special.
Do you know what they found?
I don't know nothing.
They found something in the meadow, down in the meadow. Should we make a guess, or should we just wait for the reveal?
Let's wait for the reveal.
Okay.
I mean, we could take a guess, but we already have the guess
Yes.
in the bag.
I think I already know what it is, just from my own intuition. But those guys over there, and this guy right here, he's not gonna freaking tell us. It's a big secret. I'm dying. We've been piecing all the puzzles together, and then right when they tell us what the puzzle means, I have to leave the freaking room. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Do you have a Terra hat? Double good at 11 here. I got your. Oh, I just figured it out. What's that? I just figured it out. Sands. Yeah. It was on there when we did the Sedona. Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm trying so hard to sneak a peek.
No. Up the Walker office.
He's gonna find out.
Yeah, don't put anything on the bar. Anyone, please and thank you.
Trying to hide over by the fireplace here, underneath my flag. Hopefully, they don't kick us out of the room if we're quiet. Good job. I mean, break a leg, whatever. Yeah, crush it.
Natalie crushing it.
Carl, I'm taking it.
Go for it. You got it.
Take your name.
Hey, everyone's part of the Crusher crew.
The Crusher crew.
Crusher crew. That's right. Yes. They're talking in there about digging something up. We'll find out, I guess. They officially kicked me out of the saloon while they filmed the big announcement, but that's okay. I'm gonna find out as soon as they're done filming. And then tomorrow we have some awesome stuff planned, so stay tuned. They are in there. They're definitely on set. There's Jeff to the right of the window, right there. Looks like they're going over all of the data right now in the saloon. That's crazy. They have this big light set up out here to give a little bit more ambient light through the window because it's like hard to see in there. Excited to find out what they're talking about. It's after everybody's faces are like they just captured gold on the camera, like something incredible just happened. I'm here with the man himself, Jeff, in the saloon. So what can you tell me?
I've got chills.
You've got the chills? Is there something here?
There's.
But then I don't want to cut.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. Man, really, I don't know where to start. Within 15 feet.
So where you were feeling the vibrations, there is some validity to that. What about the vent holes, the mines? Is there really rooms under there? Is there like tunnels and...
It's refilled.
What?
It's refilled.
It's been backfilled in?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
the high strangeness could be, again,
The lower Meadow.
result of
Settlers' cabins.
I think what's
Dynamite.
the fact that this is in there.
So we're going deeper. There's enough to go to look deeper, so we're gonna go to Dynamite.
So being that there's 4 potential entrances and all go to the same
In front
spot.
of the settlers' cabins or something?
Well, that's probably.
What is under there?
Yeah, we'll just go down.
It's too deep, first off.
It's deep?
Yeah. And
Is it
there's
what
no
we were
way-
thinking?
Oh yeah.
Could it be something that we were thinking?
Yeah, they try to go in and something else goes out.
It's something resists the signal. There's a resistance. That's okay.
Full blown signal.
Okay, we'll follow up in a little bit when it's not so like hot off the skillet right here. There is something here under Mount Wilson Ranch.
I know, right?
You guys still decompressing from all that? Everybody's beat?
Crazy scene.
Crazy?
Crazy stuff.
Stay tuned.
Crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So they're going to be thrilled about it because
What do you think, man? Are the findings here, is it substantial?
Oh, you ready for one?
Is there something here, or what do you think? You were in the room. You actually got to be here and listen to all that, man. I had to sit out in the freaking hall like a cockroach.
I think we've got a couple fun days ahead of us.
Really? That's all you're gonna say? Smart man. Smart man. Congrats, fellas.
Hey,
welcome to the saloon. Congratulations. Now we get to relax for the evening after the findings and discuss what happened and have ourselves a moment in here.
On the rocks? Yeah.
So crazy. Dude, a wormhole coming out in Cuba? What's going on
Wait
here?
to see, it's actually in the same line.
Are you serious? This is insane. So I'm in here trying to get behind the scenes, and you're trying to pull up the data to show me.
Not only that, so apparently they're trying to hide this information from you because I can't log into Google.
So we have all something resisting and scrambling our data and telling us that our drone is trying to go to Cuba instead of fly here at Mount Wilson. And now, while you're searching here, we're getting shut down and told that you can't access the servers, right?
Well, what's funny? See, now there's no
time for you. I'm sorry.
We're getting all of our equipment is getting access denied.
That's bad.
This is the flight path it was trying to take?
Yeah.
What? That's where it thought it was. So your drone,
our GPS position.
your drone thought that it was flying over Cuba instead of here?
It took the positions that it recorded was there. Although the drone wasn't there.
The drone wasn't there, but the GPS recorded that it was flying.
Somehow the GPS is all scrambled.
Is this by the Bermuda Triangle anywhere?
Well,
That
Bermuda
is so
Triangle
crazy.
is part of that.
Part of
Bermuda
that.
goes up to Bermuda and then down to the tip of Florida and over to the Bahamas. Yeah.
Is it like I don't even know how to explain that.
Maybe. No way.
That's crazy.
That's what
that was going to pull up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, sir.
So the drone got completely confused and it recorded the data on the wrong part of the planet.
That's where it had the points.
That's where it recorded the data?
Right. That's where it recorded the points that we were reading.
But we weren't there. We were over Mount Wilson.
No.
What's crazy is it just went off as soon as we finished the scene because I'm trying to
Unless, yeah, there's a space-time or a dimensional warp up there. Hey, cheers, everyone.
We're driving back into town, so probably not.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. To the truth. Okay, tell me about the Meadow. The Meadow. Okay, what?
So the meadow in front of the settler's house has like a line of magnetic anomalies that are pulsating, going radiating.
So just like we suspect,
Yeah.
there's a resonant pulsating electromagnetic signal coming out of the meadow. And now do we know? And we know the depth now.
We don't know the depth. Actually,
We don't know the
it could be.
Can he show us the data?
What's that? I was telling him about the pictures.
About the meadow.
Okay. Of the data, yeah. Yeah, we just probably can't log it.
No. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me show you something else.
Wait, what? That's the meadow?
That's your meadow. That goes right to the front of the
That's
settler's house
that's
door.
like a grid.
Here's the upper field.
This is the upper meadow, the upper field.
Okay.
Look at the chain of that almost looks like pipes or tunnels.
Well, what that's picking up is strata underneath the ground, so like your geological formations.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Up here is the dam.
Right.
And then this is going downhill. These are some kind of anomaly right there. But as you can see, this is kind of a smooth picture. Right? It goes together smoothly.
Correct.
Now, we get at the one down in the lower field, and there's some kind of disturbance going on down there that's disrupting our sensors.
This is in front of the settler's cabin. Whoa! Whoa!
This is the settler's cabin.
Right over here.
Yeah.
And this is all coming off the settler.
Yeah.
Where we're walking around.
Your well's
feeling
right there.
The well pump, the well house is up here. So this is where, like, my drone doesn't want to fly.
Well, and see, mine flew fine over there.
Yours flew fine down there.
But mine doesn't have any geofencing or anything, but it was messing with the magnetometer. And the magnetometer's taking like 100 readings a second. And we're traveling at probably 15 miles an hour. And so it was like turning it on and off. It's just
like it's almost something there's like almost jamming the drone, like confusing it. And look at how that displays itself. It doesn't look organic. It looks artificial in some strange way, but I don't know.
And I've never had, and so we crashed the drone twice out here.
Right.
And when the drone flew over, when the drone flew over that anomaly right now is when it started going down and crashing the second time.
Well, thanks so much for showing me this and letting us see kind of like a behind-the-scenes glimpse of what we found. There is definitely something here in the upper and lower meadow that's giving us fits. We're in the saloon. We just heard there's something walking up and down or thumping in here. Like somebody just came in the building. This door is open. Maybe it was that. Maybe the wind. This door's closed. Let's see if anybody came in. Is anybody in here? Jeff and Nick and I were all just standing in the saloon. We heard a door open and close. And then we heard noises in the building over here, like somebody's walking around. Woo, it is dark in here. Hello? Hang on. Oh, my flashlight's over here too. Should we go in? Let's go in. There, I found a little light that I can use. Everybody gets upset when I'm whipping the camera around. So I'm gonna hold still for a second. Okay. Welcome back. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what day in the editing it's going to be, but we have some awesome, interesting stuff going on today. I'm not going to be able to film very much because I'm actually in front of the camera, but I will just say that we are going up to the lava vent tubes above the upper meadow up here. It's bright and early in the morning. The sun is just barely cresting up over Mount Wilson, and we have the explosives experts here because we have found something potentially underground, and it's time to open up the surface that's been refilled back in and see what's hiding underneath. Scouting out which one we're going to try to blast open today with the explosives experts, but man, it's cold. Wind's kind of blowing today. I'll do my best with the wind.
Got your cribbing. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an old set in there. Two more.
It's still there. For now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Time's numbered, bud.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever it is, I mean, with full snow, it's hard to tell, but we'll just.
I mean, I can tell what's underground. Big fucking void right down there.
I like it. We'll hammer it and get it.
Let's find out.
We're gonna do probably, 20-some pound shot. 20, 25 pounds. It's gonna be a thumper.
And that's what, 60 you said?
Well, it'll be half that, roughly half that, a little bit less than half.
Half of what?
50 pounds. So we're looking at,
Right, so 60, how many
20, 25 pounds, probably 30 something. 25 stick. We'll see how big the pile is.
So the first one's going to be the big one.
It's going to be a thumper because we just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what we're dealing with or anything else, so we'll hit it hard. And the way I'm shaping it, that energy is going to go down instead of all over the place, in theory.
Every time I've worked with you, because maybe it's because we're always like opening up a mine or a cave or something. You always say that you're going to do a shape charge. You're like, I'm going to do a shape charge. It's going to go down. And and then when you said shape charge, it made me laugh.
Well, it just, if we don't, then it's flying everywhere in the air. Then you got 360 degrees of flying rock and people running for cover. And
Today's the day. What if we find the void and you get to go down inside on some ropes and everything we've been talking about? It's actually artifacts, bones.
Yeah.
Prehistoric man dwelling.
That's right. Relic things. Maybe we find the mummy of the shaman in there, something.
How about some ant people?
Some ant people, petroglyphs and things.
We
are honestly on the precipice of making that discovery potentially today. We are knocking at that door.
Okay, well,
this dude is the shit.
He's the shit. He mics us up. He hears everything. The cameras turn on and he goes into God mode and he just has oversight of the whole terrain, right?
Nice.
Is everybody falling? I missed it. Everybody's slipping and falling today. It's crazy. This is just like slick ice out here and we're trying to go up and do the most
walk in the deep snow.
Most dangerous thing we could do ever today on the ice.
Cut the locks off, bro. Sorry, man. That's it, dude. So I had literally my bathing cat was and I had to get
Oh, they are all mic'd up.
Get some good shots.
Yeah, dude, it's 100% worth it. If you do it for fun, it's free. But if you do commission, you gotta get your license.
Beautiful. Does that land itself on that pad, or do you have to put it up in because they don't have
GPS is like spot on.
But they don't have like a homing pad. It does.
There's this deposit of quartz, and the way it cracked makes it look like there's a waterfall going down The sign just broke open this vein.
I think I'm gonna carry this one back to the lodge.
Yeah.
At the end of the day tonight. Crazy. Just covered in crystal. So we're gonna leave it here and then I'm gonna come back and carry that out. Another one. It'll be fun when the snow
red
melts.
on this side and the chunks of crystal in there.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
That's like iron oxide and kind of the clay deposit mixed in.
Yeah.
We could find some
Beautiful.
interesting ones laying around. Oh yeah, look at those lines. It's like
This is
lattice.
a really beautiful one.
So cool.
Actually, from when you look at it this way, it's like a little mountain range of quartz on top of that.
Look at that. Just piled up along that crack. That's so cool.
There's nothing in there that mag is reading.
Right.
So either that magnetic material's been cleared out or it's absent for some other reason, right?
Yep.
And if it's been, and as Robert explained, if it got filled back in, then that all of that polarity would have been messed up. Right.
So disturbance
it's
in
been
the magnetic
disturbed
field.
one way or another.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can access.
Are you speculating that it's an abandoned mine shaft?
I'm not speculating. I'm pretty
Isn't it
sure.
The ant hole?
It could be the entrance into the ant people. I don't know.
Hey, they need you guys on film.
Oh, they need us. They do need us. Okay.
They insisted they didn't need us.
Dave said they didn't need us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He said we're good
Yeah,
here.
they said they were just going over your shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have called me. I would have brought that for
Okay, right. Yeah, we got you.
you. Look energized, pal. Oh, like you said, you were conserving until you needed it. Got it.
See how Jeff and I roll. We're just all these guys come up here and they're so professional, and they really are. They've been so awesome to work with.
And then there's you.
And then there's May, and this is what we do. I pull out my iPhone, a little fuzzy thing to try and hide from the wind, and then off we go. But I think we're still mic'd up, huh?
Yeah.
They can hear everything we're saying. They can hear everything.
Hi, Justin.
Yeah.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, Nick. What's up, dude?
It's all good.
Right. We're vlogging for my YouTube channel. All right. We'll shut up. The Leonards are the drone guys, and you're saying that one of them said something to you?
Yes, the main man, the man that started it all, basically said, out of all the places that they've been and all the adventures and hunts they've gone on, Mount Wilson Ranch has come to be their weirdest anomaly yet.
The weirdest anomaly yet. And these guys did several seasons on Curse of Oak Island.
Years in Peru.
Years in Peru looking for buried treasure, lost gold. They've done all kinds of Inca stuff. And now we're up here in
Brazil,
Mount Wilson Ranch in Nevada. And these guys are saying what you've got potentially under the ground are the anomalies here. From even we've shown them. We never even took them up to the medicine wheels, the caves, the other mines. We've only shown them a fraction of what's here and the potential. And so depending on what's underground, like who knows?
Oh, this is a huge one right here.
These guys actually glimpsed underground with their scientific equipment, and they're convinced that this is the weirdest place they've ever been.
I'm sure he saw pipes.
Pipes?
Of some sort. He said, look, he's like, it reminded me of an organ.
Yeah. Like a room with tunnels and pipes going off of it or something, right?
Yeah.
And then in the meadow, lower meadow, is like a grid.
Remember where that drone almost landed in its crash?
All the crashes of the drone going down and being like almost like it's drawn and sucked to crash right in the lava vent tubes and in Craw Creek, right in these energy zones where the portals are, you know?
Yeah. And hey, that
thing, I think that it's flying over Cuba, the Bermuda Triangle, when it's actually located here.
Now, you need to check out that line. Did you see it? So it took the Earth, and it was the exact angle, you know, being on the same exact angle, just to find where on the cell. And, you know, maybe today they now it's 18 miles south. Maybe it's 1,800 miles north. Apparently, this is what they're thinking, and this is still ever right. Our CIA guy.
And they were saying, like, what if there's like a dimensional time warp here where the drone literally, its GPS tracking is convinced and is somewhere else dimensionally, like they're
no more about this. Remember?
The driving of the...
That was it. It was trying to go to Cuba.
It thought it was in Cuba, flying over. It's like, wait, where am I?
Well, no. So is that what it was? So the hand controller and the unit have to be together to fly that thing.
Yeah, man.
But the thing thought it was in Bermuda, so the hand controller it has to be within a range of the hand control.
So it was.
So it couldn't go to Cuba because it would have left. You know, it would have
Right.
So they were fighting it the whole time.
Right. I'm saying it was in a dimensional suit where it was half here, half there, like it was in a wormhole or at the edge of a
like Bermuda Triangle.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Now we're gonna blow this whole
navigation law and everything.
See if there's something underground actually causing it, some alien relic device, a UFO, and we're not even sounding. When we talk and say these words, as much as it sounds crazy, we're here with professionals, former CIA agents, scientific crews, ground-penetrating radars, LiDAR scanning professionals that have been some of the top people in the world, and they're using the same dialogue as us now. We're not making anything up, and we're not elaborating.
Not that you're a weirdo.
It's that it's real. Yeah. It's really happening, and it's really here. We survived the day. We are back in the upper meadow, cleaning everything up, and now we're gonna wrap it up, go in, get changed, go into the saloon, hang out for the evening, see if we've stirred up anything interesting or paranormal for the night.
12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 6.
Hold it down low. Yeah, right there. All right, now lift your left leg and hop in a circle. There you go. Shaman said. Yes, a smoke bomb. Come closer.
We're testing out smoke bombs in case we open a void tomorrow. So we can toss one down in the hole.
Okay, hold on. Hold your. Don't
Wind chased.
Oh, look at that shot.
Yeah, these fuckers kind of burn pretty well.
It is the next morning. Everybody is a little bit groggy, exhausted, and tired. We all went to bed early, and it is a blizzard outside. We got several inches of snow. There is a sleet coming down. It's like wet and cold. We're gonna be hiking up to the lava vent tubes to see if we can get past all that loose stuff on the surface, and we can get down in to where we're picking up the void with the drone and the ground penetrating radar data. So let me show you outside what we're up against today. Oh, there's the crew trying to back up right now. Even on day one, we've been struggling not to get stuck right in front of the saloon, and now we got to drive up to the upper meadow. Hopefully we can make it. Snowplow to the rescue. Look how cool this vintage thing is. This old Dodge Power Wagon, they don't make them like that anymore. That is so rad. I even love the color. He's got the snow tires on, the wooden flatbed that he's customized and put on there. The thing is still running. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Right? That is cool. He saved the day, cleared us out, and now we can make it all the way up to the upper meadow. Hopefully get the job done today.
You ready to hike, Jack? Can you get it, Carl?
Yeah, I'm getting it right now. This is video. You always think I'm taking pictures. Oh. Hey. We're live on the YouTube channel right now. So you're carrying oxygen. We've got the blasting cord and the shovel. What's the plan today, man?
And I'm not saying it's cold out here, but I thought I saw an Imperial Walker go by.
I know, right? Pretty soon we're gonna get invaded by the Empire, right?
Yeah.
It feels like Hoth right here. So this is a good sign. If we're carrying an oxygen tank, that means you're feeling optimistic, like we might get a void today.
Well, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And we're running out of weather. We got a storm coming in. If we crack it open, we're going in the tunnle.
We got to go in the tunnel.
That's
so
right.
Go big or go home today.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Thank
We
you.
got glow sticks.
No,
We
no.
got smoke bombs.
Oxygen tanks.
No, we do have a smoke bomb. Will you do a publicity still for me?
I'm doing it. You're getting publicity on my YouTube right now. 3 million followers right now. Yeah.
I need a still for the scuba company.
Okay, there you go. Okay, we're gonna get a picture. Follow him on Instagram. I'll put the link down below so you can go check out this awesome still photo I'm about to take too. Have you ever found yourself hiking up a mountain in the snow, carrying a box of explosives on your shoulder, you're in for an adventure. That's what I'm doing today. Thanks, man. Onward and upward, here we go. This is heavy. Hold up. So you're carrying lunch, Paul? Calm before the storm. We're up here at hole number 2 right now with the backhoe excavator. Getting ready. We're gonna set another charge in this one. We got another one back at hole number 1, but big day today, man. We got a lot going on. Jeff is ready to get some answers. Look at him over there. He's like a kid in a candy store. Yeah, man. It's exciting times. I just want to remember it all, you know? It's like, I'm having a great time up here with all these guys, making a lot of friends. This whole crew has been awesome to work with. Lee, Nando, all these guys are freaking awesome.
Okay, that's good. So you're going down through rock that's not going to collapse.
We'll just have a MacBurnie cam.
Look at this hole now. This has all been excavated out. Tons of hand-cut logs and wood and debris in here. How many sticks are we gonna do in this one?
About 42 sticks.
42 sticks?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Thank you.
And here comes Jeff with the spool, like a champion, hiking up the mountain.
Hey, Jack.
Top of that ridge.
That opening right there.
Marty's Ridge.
Right here.
So we're going up there on that ridge, getting in the safe zone. We now have 44 sticks of dynamite down in there, dude. You got 44 sticks down in there with the line coming up out, ready to pop. So we've got daisy chaining them together. We're gonna go up on that ridge all together. We're going in. Doesn't make any sense that we're finding hand-cut timber, logs, and debris down in this hole,
And it's all back filled in connection with the other 2 mine entrances, log sticks we have here and out there. For some reason, they were digging and then filled back in with backfill for no reason. It doesn't seem like they were mining. What were they looking for? Now, I have been sent to survey last site 1, and I found a shovel in the left eye. Here's first thing. Let's see what else. 46 sticks of dynamite down that hole. Holy shit. So we have like over 80 sticks of dynamite between here and there in the ground. There's the charge going here. The cable coming out. But look. Somebody left their lunch. Apologizing right now for the wind. I do have a sound muff on, but it's not going to help. It's so bad in here. Yes, sir. Yeah. This time we're going to go to the top of this hill to get over hidden. Over 80 sticks of dynamite. There we go. Nice. Mount Wilson's supposed to be right there. There's Jeff with the ATV. It's top. It's gonna be hard to see, but we have a blast right there. Another one straight over there. Big ones. Everything else we're just all getting into position for the final shots of that. I'm gonna go right next to you, homie. That looks like a good spot right there. Yeah. It's the real deal. Ready? Got over 80 sticks, man. You got over 40 sticks per hole. That's awesome. Going big. What a dream.
Been wanting to do this for what, 15 years now?
Yep.
See what's down in the ground here?
Yep.
We'll find out, right?
Now we can figure out what's putting up that Maybach signal.
We're hitting that volcanic ash in both holes, hand-cut logs in the hole. It looks like it's backfilled with dirt.
No doubt from volcanic.
Yes.
But at the same time, into volcanic.
Into volcanic. You have a weird mystery here, my friend. A lot of people are on board with this right now.
Jack Bomb's coming up the hill.
Oh, there he is.
Did you call your neighbor?
I did. I'm going to call him again right now.
Thank you.
We're ready to pop. Yes. I'm going to sit right here. This is the view. Right here.
You're like a firework.
Front row seat. There's the whole crew. Got the camera guys. Dave and everybody. Here's Lee. Pumping up the frozen hill. This is a great lookout right here. We're going to be able to see both. Clear up over the ridge. That way, twice as far as where the Shaman cave is, the medicine wheels. So, if we actually disturb something paranormal here, it's going to be today. Make it. Yes, sir.
Firework.
You warning the neighbors?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Don't keep an eye out. He might see it from his window. He's going to feel it.
Yeah, he's going to definitely feel it.
The weather is not nice.
Which guys is it? It's the same guy.
Just calling one of the neighbors, let them know we're ready to go. We're actually pretty close to the blast radius, so we're going to definitely feel the shockwave and have the green rate down over top of us. We decided to come in here on this big crow's nest. Oh shit, watch out! I just lost my head. I'm glad it didn't crack a camera or something. I'm going to keep my head on straight here. Good gravy. Wind just blew my hat clear off. Be careful, man. But yeah, we're gonna get a loud pop, I think both at the same time. So we're gonna have like 80 sticks, over 80 sticks of dynamite all going off at once. Boom, boom, side by side. Yeah, if we're gonna disrupt anything with Shaman or anything paranormal, it's gonna be off of this, right?
Oh, the phone company guy is down at the ranch right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And he's got some stories to tell too. So we're gonna have to talk to him later.
Just in the nick of time, huh?
Look at this wind whipping. Successful blast just went off. Wasn't able to film it. We were all on camera going, but the second one is all set up, getting ready to go for 2. But man, the wind is coming down.
Copy that. Stand by for 3 minutes. 3-minute warning. Minute, ready?
Ready!
plan here, sir? One, then two?
One's first.
You ready?
Yeah, brother, are you kidding?
Safety up. Get in position.
This is gonna be the big one.
Yeah, with the wind trying to blow us off here.
I know, it's gonna be crazy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire in the hole.
Wow.
Shot fired successfully.
Look at this wind whipping.
Wow, that storm is here. We are officially out of time. You ready?
I'm ready. Stand by for shot number 2. Take good cover. All right? You ready for a countdown?
Ready.
Let's do this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire in the hole.
Whoa!
Whoa! Wow.
That was something else.
Beautiful.
That looked like a good hit.
We got to get out there, right?
Storm's worse. Let's have a look. We gotta go.
Good, man.
Go, go.
Looking forward to seeing what we did.
It's almost like this boulder fell right on top of where this ledge continues to cut under.
What do you think it goes in there further?
What's that?
Do you think it might go under there further?
I think it's going to curve under this ledge, but did I get some legs? Big old ball of it.
You're right.
I think this boulder is maybe hung up on the edge of this ledge. And all this soil is falling right in on top of it. But look at how far the probe goes.
Yeah. You're getting a full 4 feet deeper, man.
It looks like a cavity under that ledge.
You got the business end of the poker?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here comes the smoke.
Here comes the smoke.
I'll take that probe. Got you?
Paul?
Smoke.
Paul, be down.
Glasses on when you pull smoke, please.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to do that again. Nick, you might as well do it again and catch it. Okay.
See if you can get it back in there deep.
Move it right on, move it right on. Ready? Move it right on, move it right on. Alright. Let's see what we get. So if that smoke looks at all like it's going back in the hole.
Well, we did it. Both explosions went off with a boom and with great success. Oh, I gotta clean my lens off 1 second.
You just don't want to sync it up to the fucking frame. It's hot.
I'm not sure if we can get out of here. He is in for real.
Maybe go back. Keep coming back, straight back.
Oh, he's gotta go all the way up. All the way up there.
Go. Yeah. Forward, bunch more, and then straight and back, full speed, full speed. Go, 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 go.
Got a little honk for trying.
This is more exciting than the football game.
There. Now just keep the
Don't
mojo.
stop.
Just
Don't
keep
stop.
the
Don't stop.
mojo.
Don't stop.
Go for it.
Go, go, go.
Got another honk for effort.
Is that a honk for?
A honk for.
No
He's coming back down hot, and he's coming fast.
And it's funny, but
No, he's going in on his own.
Okay.
Oh.
Like I'm in a bad seat. I slide. Go downhill.
Oh, you're good back there, man. Ramming speed.
Got that. Oscar, you're up next.
The wind hadn't stopped.
There we go.
All right.
Make it
Put me
happen,
in,
brother.
coach.
Oh man, it's our turn now. keep going. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop. You got it. A little bit of drift in the back, never hurt anything. Nice. That was pretty good. We did it. We are back in the saloon. Successful day. I wasn't able to film the explosions or anything, but what an awesome time. We totally got skunked out from the weather. Look at this. Total blizzard came in, skunked all of our plans and operations, but we definitely have future plans. We got to come back and check those holes and see if we can get in deeper when the snow's gone with the backhoe, see if we can get access, see where those tunnels seem to connect underground, and maybe even tonight if all of this has stirred up something paranormal. So I'm going to ask some of the cast and crew around. We'll find out if anybody had any kind of weird encounters. I know I've been kind of sleeping a little bit off, but no nightmares or anything like that. And I'm not sleeping up in the shaman room. I'm down in the bunkhouse and I'm actually sleeping really good. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll ask some of the guys who slept up here.
I think Fernando survived pretty well. No problem so far.
I couldn't see shit.
There was moments where I couldn't see shit for sure.
Yeah.
Hope I'm pointing in the right direction.
That's what I was saying. I was like at a 4. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going on 9 just in case.
That's also just trying to focus past the snow.
Right.
I know, you said them. I just figured it.
Yeah. And then this, I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, usually.
But I do, so many people have been putting a lot of things on there.
Yeah.
I'm staying down in the bunkhouse right now, and I haven't been having any unusual experiences, but some of the crew, the camera crew, have been having nightmares while staying here. Odie has been the hero of the trip. She runs around, keeps everybody company. When anybody goes on a jog or anything like that, there's Odie, the ranch dog, hanging out. And I want to apologize for how I always have audio problems. I'm trying to work on that with the wind noise and other things, but we're doing the best that we can on the fly. A lot of this is amazing that I'm even allowed to film and share with you guys, so I'm just kind of like pulling my phone out on the fly. But I try not to whip my phone around too fast. I always want to have a good audio. I'm always trying to make the experience genuine so you guys feel like you're all right here with me and know what it feels like. And sometimes the wind is just blowing and you can't hear shit. And that's the way it is for me. And I don't know how to fix that for the camera, but I can't. I mean, when the wind's blowing really hard, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. Leto just sent me a thing saying that he figured out there's a new AI tool to maybe help cut the wind noise and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'll come in here and do a little paranormal investigating tonight. We'll see. Feels interesting in here. I feel like it would be a good experience. Plus, the crew that came in here for the show got the same similar findings that my team has had here in the settler's cabin, where the energy levels and the frequencies are way higher than they should be. Checking for weird thermal anomalies. We just got a really high EMF reading in the kitchen, or actually EF reading, some of it into the thousands. So I grabbed this new thermal imager. We'll see if we can get anything. Oh, you can see the light fixtures putting off extra heat right in the middle. Let's see in the kitchen here. You can tell where the ovens are still hot. Look at the weird coloration right above the counter right there. It's like dark. That looks weird.
Is that just maybe a normal resonance from the metal that the hood?
If it was, I mean, if it was hot, it should be red or white, but that's like black.
Is it still hot from cooking? Is that what you're saying? Or hot?
No, I mean that's showing that it's cold. That's like a dark cold signature.
Got it.
I don't know. That's weird. I'm having trouble even filming both at the same time. But see, now it feels like it's moving around. Maybe if I look over, this whole ceiling is weird. We might need to do a come back and crawl in the attic thing, because there is an attic hatch right there to see what's creating the weird anomalies. Because you're saying you're feeling sick in here?
Yeah.
You're getting headaches and weird dizziness? And this is
I'm dizzy and my head is, it's right here.
right in the front of your head?
Yeah. I'm dizzy now.
So we get strong readings right here in the coming out of the ceiling, and then that's weird.
If I go over there, I go pale.
Huh. This is where I walked through and I thought I saw a lady standing at the kitchen sink, and then there was nobody in here. We need to go up in the hatch here. Usually get weird stuff coming out of that door. I think we need to come back at night. Look up. So look at the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
Look, scoot back here and look up there. Just that open spot. What's all that black stuff? That's like a cold spot that makes no sense.
So see, I know for, let's say, future reference, I'll go up there and check the insulation and stuff around there, right?
Right.
Right. Just like I did with the electric.
Right, and we're getting weird, but you're saying there's nothing wrong with the electrical. You
Nothing
checked
wrong
it all.
with the electric.
But see, on the EMF, we're getting like a 900 reading up here.
I would say these are old fixtures, probably.
But then,
yeah.
you think that's just a cold spot that needs insulation right there?
I'll find out. That's an easy one, you know?
Well, we could figure that out, yeah.
Yeah, that's easy. See, but why would it not be here is the question. And that's
It might be there might be the heat from the fire. But right there is like a weird cold spot. I don't know.
In there.
Hey, is this our dessert for later? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, we're behind the wall of the fireplace, so you got the vents going.
Figure it all out.
I'll point it over there, and so they can see what that. Oh yeah, see that? Yeah, on the other side of the wall, there's where the fire is.
So there's the gap in the foam for the walk-in freezer.
Right, between the wall and the ceiling there, where the heat is leaking through. Yeah,
that was pretty easy. See,
yeah,
debunked.
Right there, look at that.
This is working.
Yeah, right on.
It's almost like a dark square in the ceiling right there. So we'll have to check for insulation or weird energy readings, but that's right where she's saying she stands and starts feeling dizzy and sick.
So wait, here, while we're doing it though, look.
Yeah.
I could see in the sheetrock, I could see there's
a square cut.
Yeah. Look at it.
Oh yeah.
There's a different
See,
square
so
cut
there, we can actually see where we could work at this. Boom, 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 boom. It's a different size sheetrock, maybe. A little bit thinner sheetrock.
Right. It is like somebody's cut a swatch that's replaced it, so it's just like giving off a different temperature or
See,
something.
we're figuring out these things.
Yeah.
You know, slowly but surely. That light over there is fine. Those lights are putting out too much. Maybe some new fixtures not out of the order.
Right.
There we have a spot.
Cold spot.
Where somebody cut something.
And then didn't re-insulate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Try to figure it out. But then also, while they're filming in the saloon there, but the light bulb in that weird hatch in between the bathrooms has a really high EMF reading and
that's a
kind
LED
of,
too.
and that's a LED bulb.
Yeah.
So we gotta do a video where we come back and we go up in the creepy hatches and look in the attics.
Go through the creepy attic and go into the stand-up.
Yeah, yeah.
The rooms of perversion.
All the weird ones up above the saloon.
Yes.
Yeah. There's some weird stories up above the saloon in there, so we'll have to cover that in another episode or whatever. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna be going up in the attics and up above the saloon and some of the crawl spaces to check it out. Look at this. Wow. There, you got a drift going out the back, dude. Holy smokes.
I knocked it down
But
a little bit.
the sun just cracked out through
Glorious water. Oh, yeah.
the storm broke, and now look, I'm sorry, I'm gonna step in front of you really good. Look at Mount Wilson right here. This big drift. Whew. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the snow blowing off the ridge. Wow. I gotta get a clean shot without those power lines. Look at that. Wow, the storm finally broke and the weather is just absolutely stunning up here. It's calm, the sun just came out. Look at Mount Wilson in the background, just lit up with the golden sunshine. There's steam and clouds blowing over the ridge, and you can see the Vortac Tower poking up right up there. And we've got the settlers cabin and the bunk houses right down there. And now they're filming some scenes in the saloon, kind of wrapping some stuff up. And then we might do kind of a creepy night investigation down in the settlers cabin and up and down the meadow, because you know, we've been setting off dynamite, we've been doing big explosions, we've done like over 40 sticks of dynamite in 2 different spots, and if we've disturbed anything, if it's anything at all like Skinwalker Ranch, then who knows if we're gonna have any kind of paranormal activity kick off this evening. So we're gonna stay up tonight a little bit and see if anything happens. But wow, look at that back there, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I wanted to come out, but I didn't do work.
If you can't hear it,
I started out like 2 hours ago and almost turned back around.
Yeah, it's just, this fucking thing just takes so goddamn long.
So we're just gonna walk out the door with it on.
You just hit something up.
Yeah.
Walk and that's it.
Remember how to record it?
Yeah.
I don't know what they want. We should ask them.
They both should
figure it
work
out outside.
just like that.
No, do you want them full blast? This is a camera question.
Probably not. Let me see. No, usually you don't. No, it's great.
How's that? I got mine pretty low.
Take it down. More.
Because remember, you guys are gonna be looking at each other when you talk, so
Yeah.
you don't wanna kill each other with that.
Yeah, point it down. Under here. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's nice that we're about the same.
You're taller, sure.
You're 6'1". 6'3" with the afro. I know. You're the one I'm pilot on top.
As soon as you're available.
Yeah.
No rush. It's a little rush.
Well, no, I'm not. I gotta go out and see what he's got right now. So,
It's out of detail. No, it's just that, no, it's just that we know that. It's a
lights are on. What's that? Okay. Okay. No.
Probably was an incident. But I have like, can you like get my face on this? You're just.
Jeff and I are hiding up on the balcony. Shh. Quiet on set.
Spooky walk about it.
Should we slide up?
Spooky walk is heading. Spooky walk is heading.
Tommy.
Let's step back in. Right. Shaman's room. The motel.
Oh my God, look at this.
Although that might just be
look at this.
It's still falling.
Show up and make an appearance on camera. That would be awesome. That would be something else.
Blowing holes in the ground.
Yeah, maybe he'll show up after we dynamite at the place. They're gonna follow the path of the gut pile, the animal mutilation that you found.
Man, that was. This is about the same similar situation. A little bit of snow on the ground.
A little bit of snow on the ground.
Pulling out the front gate.
All the way down there. All the way and then
hopefully they run into something. We'll see. Morning. It is a calm, peaceful morning. We all had a celebration in the saloon. I'm wearing my bite teeth aligners to get rid of that gap in the front right now. So if I talk funny, that's why. But I'm in the old settler's cabin. I didn't do a late night investigation because the crew decided that they were going to take thermal imagers, night vision, a whole bunch of stuff. And so Jeff and I stayed up in the saloon and hung out, and they had a pretty amazing experience down here in the Meadow last night. I don't want to tell you guys too much what happened, but you're gonna have to go watch the full episode when it premieres and make sure that you go watch it if you haven't seen it yet to see what happened, because I wasn't even a part of it. It happened independently right out there. And it really is validating because it's right in line with so many other things that have happened to other people here, including myself, the owners of the property, and it answers so many questions. And now we're finally not alone. Other people are now independently coming and visiting Other people are now independently coming and visiting Mount Wilson Ranch, and they're becoming experiencers themselves. We don't have to convince them of anything. We don't have to try and prove anything. We definitely don't have to fake anything. I think that people come here and whatever's going on here, the magic of it is real, and they become experiencers themselves.
And we don't have to sell anything. We don't have to convince anything of it. We don't have to fake anything. Whatever is under the ranch or exists here, beyond just the amazing beauty of it, every single day being here, but there is something special about this place. And maybe, hopefully soon, if we keep trying, we're gonna get more answers. New Jersey pork roll. That's a specialty breakfast here if you come visit.
She's a dog baller. In New Jersey, she's in hiding. We're gonna do it. Everybody's got to sign the guest book, man.
Right. We got to get them all to sign the guest book, and then everybody's got to go up and touch the beak of the golden eagle so they have financial prosperity for a year, right?
I could eat lots of food today.
Mm-hmm. Good breakfast. Time to load up and haul out, but you gotta drive through all this crazy snow still. That's been the name of the game here. It's just been driving through crazy weather conditions this whole time, trying to hike around in the crazy snow and make do. It is just Operation Snow Removal now, getting everybody loaded up and unstuck out in front of the saloon so that everybody can head home. They wrapped their film shoot today, but wow, what an experience. I've overheard that last night, the crew, half of them, they actually saw orbs down in the meadow, right in front of the settler's cabin where I was gonna do investigation last night. But I'm so glad that I didn't go down there and mess around. They went down there on their own, independently with their own equipment. And now half of them are experiencers and witnessed and supposedly caught something on camera, which I still haven't done yet here. So kudos to them. I'm excited to see how it all turns out. I came in here this morning and I cleaned it up. The entire top of this is like a slab of quartz crystal. I still need to clean it up some more with like a toothbrush, but you get the idea how beautiful that is, what came out of that hole. And look at this waterfall of crystal going down the side. And look, we found Chris Bartell's boots that he left up here when we came on our last trip. So here they are, right by the fireplace, almost like keepsake mementos from that trip. Benny and the Jets. If
I get a screen over his shoulder. Look at the screens, yeah.
Oh, he's flying the drone through. Cool.
Oh.
The dust off the sand off the shuffleboard.
That was
great. And key smoke.
There's one more dust.
I just don't want to see the reflection of the moon.
Oh, the drum in the mirror.
Ooh, that chair.
Oh shit.
Alright, just do a...
What's up? What do you want to see?
Well, get past this guy. You doing that?
Back up a little bit.
I'm nervous. Now here we are in the saloon again, and we've wrapped up yet another full trip up to Mount Wilson Ranch. This has been amazing working with the crew from Beyond Skinwalker, and we got to spend several days up here. We were able to go up and hit all the historical locations and ultimately set off multiple sticks of dynamite, over 80 sticks of dynamite, probably over 100 total, blasting those open. And the work is not over yet. Tons of compelling stuff. I'm excited to follow up with all of it and work with these guys again in the future. And we have tons of plans up here at Mount Wilson Ranch and also other places. Make sure and follow everybody else. Check out all the links down in the description box below. Everybody throughout this entire series, I'm gonna make sure and have their links down there. And if you come up to Mount Wilson, make sure and send me a selfie with the flag, sign the guest book, and all that good stuff. Look at Odie Dog out there. She always runs down the road to say goodbye when it's time to leave the old saloon. Goodbye, Odie. We love you. You're everyone's favorite. Goodbye. And there's the sign.